So you're thinking of teaching at the U.S. Naval Academy? Well, I think that's a great idea. I'm Lieutenant Terrence Viernes, and I, along with my civilian and military colleagues, invite you to join us. In this video, we aim to dispel some myths, address some common concerns, and tell you what it means to teach, serve, and be a scholar at the U.S. Naval Academy. What one piece of advice would you give to anyone looking to apply for a faculty position here?
Apply.
I actually did not hesitate to apply. You know, I thought, hey, why not just put an application out there and see what happens, and I'll sort it out. And then they offered me an offer to hire me, and it was like, I need to check this place out. So
when I sent in my application, it was a bit of a lark because I didn't think they would take me too seriously because I didn't have credentials in naval history per se. But I was amazed at their open-mindedness, their willingness to have someone that was a pacifist come here and teach.
There is a misperception about service academies' limitation on academic freedom. I can say without any bias, that is not a problem, at least in my career.
I think the people that run the Naval Academy are very aware that it's a kind of an amphibious beast between the government and the military and academia, but they're very careful to follow something called the AAUP principles of academic freedom. And I've always felt that in terms of my own work and what I was able to say in the classroom or to midshipmen, there's tremendous academic freedom.
I think teaching anywhere can be pretty rewarding, but here is particularly rewarding because you have a little bit more direct a role in shaping the future of the country, because the midshipmen that we're teaching, you know, they're going to go on to play influential roles in the military. Some of them are going to command ships. Some of them are going to become admirals making important foreign policy decisions.
Coupling the broad student diversity together with a very driven focus and a university mission for our job to educate them and to develop them makes this an ideal environment to teach in.
You teach students here who are very serious, who have a direct link to the great experiment of American democracy.
I find that teaching here, while you may not have the older students, what you have is a diversity in region and political views that I find superior to some of the civilian schools I've taught at. I did my dissertation at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, and when I got news that I was hired, different faculty members came to me and said things like, are you going to have to wear a uniform?
I do not need to wear a uniform at work.
And I think you can see by the fact that I have a beard, that already would be a sign to a naval officer that this guy's not in the Navy.
Each faculty member, uniformed and not, is able to bring their expertise to the table. And even from the first day of when I was hired, the first day I was in a meeting, the faculty took what I had to contribute as being worthwhile.
There is a higher sense of collegiality, at least in my department. But that's not because our personalities are nicer than others. That's because the unique nature of the institution that give us a higher sense of duty, obligation, and commitment.
The United States Naval Academy is the ideal environment for an academic who values teaching, making a fundamental difference in the lives of our student midshipmen, while coupling their opportunity to do their own research, to do their own publishing.
Another way to look at it, Annapolis is a very nice place to live, to have your family, to have your professional access, because we're like, literally 40 minutes away from Washington, D.C., all the archives and the political dramas. And I think, you will not be sort of bored of exciting events.
And, on top of everything that D.C. has to offer, you have Baltimore and even Philadelphia that are not that far away either. So it's a pretty great location for a lot of things. Then it also, if you're like a beach kind of person, it doesn't hurt that you're not too far from the beach either.
I think people should consider applying for the job here at the Naval Academy because of the freedom that this department offers to any academic.
I think it's a great place to develop as a scholar. It's a great place to be a teacher. And it's a great way to serve a country. It's a great way to serve the United States.
The best advice I can give somebody is to apply. Do not let your preconceived notions of what the United States Naval Academy is deter you from service. Although this is a military academy, it's a military academy for our students. It is not a military academy for our faculty members. And despite working alongside military faculty members as well, the civilian faculty members have a profoundly important place here.
We all share a common vision. That vision is that we do our utmost best to make sure that American democracy would not fail.
In many ways, teaching here at the Naval Academy is no different from teaching at any other civilian institution. But it's our unique student body, our commitment to academic freedom, and our dedication to the mission that truly makes this place special. In my 12 years of naval service, teaching here has, and probably will always be, my most fulfilling assignment. So on behalf of the History Department, thank you for joining us, and as we often say in the fleet, fair winds and following seas.